Sometimes, in inopportune conditions, we need to perform at our finest. We all collectively need to perform at our finest right now. And in these recent events, this is going to be a very powerful message today. We are kind of seeing spiritual warfare play out. And when things start to not make sense, remember, are you having a conscious and aware experience? Are you paying attention? It's the currency of the universe. But right now we're witnessing Hurricane Milton go directly right and smashing itself into Florida. And in today's lesson, in order to have a deep understanding of spiritual warfare, we're going to look at observations of hurricanes that have formed in the Gulf of Mexico. We're going to discuss 9 years ago what was said on CBS. We're going to discuss Albert Einstein and his take on spiritual warfare. And we're going to talk about a day and a moment we'll never forget, and some of the things of the past, what certain people could be dealing with right now, and how that is causing a lot of stress and trauma across the board. And we're going to have a very powerful prayer. It's good to see everyone. If you're new to the channel, I'm Michael. I discuss the ascension journey and I make it relevant for everyday life people. And in today's lesson, we're going to see where science and spirituality meet. And once again, we have spiritual warfare. You know, one of the tactics is to take people that just want to be peaceful, that just want to live calm. Is that you? You just want to live calm. You just want to live in peace. But constantly, there is a stressor, right? Constantly, there's trauma. And a lot of people, there's literally right now millions of people that are in a lot of trauma. And this trauma disrupts our overall frequency. Remember that if you are improving your life, momentum is a real thing. You need to hold the frequency. It's something that I've discussed on this channel for many years. You're going to have to, and that's just the way of the world. A lot of people want instant, change, but it's important to hold that frequency for a sustained period of time. 10 days ago, we just got rocked with a different hurricane, and now another one's coming. So we've been talking about a birthing process on this channel if you're new. And, you could see a lot of chaos that's happening in the world. But we have to remember that there is free will, and we're going to be discussing that in this lesson today. And you need to speak. So in this world, and I share about the Hawkins scale of consciousness, there is fear, guilt, and shame. That's the lowest states of consciousness. And people might try to trick you or shame you or guilt you, so you're not actually speaking. You have to understand free will. You have to understand how this reality works. And today, collectively, we're all going to speak. And we're going to perform at our finest. God protects us through the storm. There are natural ebbs and flows of nature. Nature, like for example, a lot of times it's curves, not straight lines. A lot of nature is a spiral. We talk about the timeline. The timeline is actually not a line, it's a spiral. So when you start to analyze things and you look at them and you say to yourself, something doesn't look right, something doesn't feel right, the more that you're tapped into your own intuition, it's so important at this time. You could look at something, you could hear someone speak, and there's something inside of you that's stirring up. I speak about Dr. Gabor. He teaches us about this. And the healthy anger, it's part of your immune system. You know, I, like a lot of you, I'm looking at the path of the storm. I'm like, this is not real, and I'm getting angry inside just looking at it. Are you feeling that as well? So sometimes when we are experiencing something that it just isn't right, those that are very intuitive, you're fine-tuned, you're feeling this. Lisa, Jen in the chat is blowing up right now. Are you feeling this? Regina, right? That's why we collaborate as a group here. So, you know, I used to teach about the hurricanes, and, you know, you always see the curves and the way that the hurricanes actually work. And the hurricanes, you know, they kind of curve and they kind of go upwards, and they have that spiral. They don't go straight across. They don't go straight. Let me go straight right. Let me just go straight right and smash myself into Florida. So last night, you know, I looked up all of the, you know, I looked up hurricanes that formed in the Gulf of Mexico. And all these things, I'm going to teach a few of these things today. I want you guys to do the same. And look at the paths. Look at the paths of hurricanes that formed in the Gulf of Mexico. And now look at this one. So something in this path right now isn't right. But what we are here today to focus on are the words of Albert Einstein. And as we go through this lesson, you're going to see how this is all intertwined. Some people might be tuning in and say, how is this connected to spiritual warfare? Buckshot 24, I appreciate you very much. I'm here for the truth. Yeah. If you're here for the truth, hit the starburst in the chat. And why don't you hit the like button as well? I appreciate that. So I want to focus on Albert Einstein, right? Albert Einstein taught us about spiritual warfare, okay? And Albert Einstein said, the world will not be destroyed by those who do evil, but by those that watch them without doing anything. These are powerful words. You might see this right now. And you actually, when we start focusing on those that just stand idle and don't help people when they can help, that is where the problem lies. Ohio Heart of the USA, I appreciate you. Thank you, Lord, for protecting us with your angels. Oh, there's a tremendous protection right now. Stay focused with all this powerful protection. So 9 years ago, on CBS, do you know CBS? 9 years ago on CBS, there's a lady, Nora O'Donnell, and she had Dr. Michio Kaku on, and it was discussed that lasers can control the weather. And Nora opened up and said, lasers can control the weather on purpose. And I will share that clip on our X and our Facebook. So again, this is 9 years ago. This wasn't yesterday, right? So we have the ability maybe to shut it down. Everyone write it, shut it down. Shut down the storm. So 9 years ago, Nora O'Donnell on CBS, you know CBS, had Dr. Michio Kaku on, and it said lasers can change the weather on purpose. I will share that link and that actual interview on CBS. And we have to ask the question, why aren't the lasers shutting down the storm immediately? Ask the question, why aren't the lasers shutting down the storm immediately? Einstein said the world is not destroyed by those that do evil, those that watch them and sit there and do nothing. If you have the ability to help people, if you have the ability to shut it down, then you shut it down. Today, we're all going to focus our attention. We already have people shutting down this terrible storm. And we're going to go into further detail. And we see this storm, and it's doing a weird thing. But we can kind of envision that maybe that storm making a right turn and moving away from the people and going into the ocean where there is no people. You might say to yourself, silly, silly. Hurricanes can't turn right. So I want to share with all of you a day we will never forget. Yeah, a moment in history we will never forget. Many years ago, on September 11th, 2001, we will never forget that Hurricane Erin did a 90-degree right-hand turn. It's out there. Yeah. If you like to study the hurricanes like I do, right? You could pull up the paths. Okay, I encourage everyone, use the Google. Use the Google, right? You can go there right now and look up Hurricane Erin path. And on that day, Hurricane Erin did a 90-degree sharp right-hand turn. So we have some evidence that hurricanes can maybe do things that are not normal and maybe move out of the way of the people. So yeah, you got to use the Google. You could, everyone, it's a call to action. You know, we're a community that, you know, we take accountability and ownership, right? And we go out there. You could go on Google and you type in Hurricane Erin path. And you're going to see that hurricane. Oop, it's going to go hard right, baby. That hurricane went straight across. So we do have some evidence out there that maybe supernatural things can happen with the path of the hurricane. It's a message of empowerment, a message to save the people. You know, out there, and this is where you have to focus. I talk about focusing on the higher timeline, and I'm going to drive it home every day. I share this a lot. I know there might be a lot of new people on this video today. 10 years from now, like some people do things for instant gratification. It's about content of character. You know, and it is terrible. You know, what does spiritual warfare look like? You know, it looks like a man right now. I was talking to him last night. A man right now that has a 1-year-old and had to get out of there and get on a plane. He's heading back to New York. Had to change his flight, but had to get him out because he's like, I have a 1-year-old. I can't. I have to do whatever he has to drive to a further airport. The stress, paying extra money to get on an airplane. This is what it looks like. These are the stories of everyday life people that are harmed. When a hurricane, I mean, they said it on CBS that they got the lasers to shut it down. Shut it down. What does it look like? You know, there's a place that I hold dear in my heart. I spent a lot of time there. It's another one of my homes. It's called Daytona Beach, Florida. Do you know Daytona? Yeah, Daytona. And, you know, a couple of years ago, Shelly, thank you so much for that, Shelly. I appreciate you. Appreciate the support. You know, a couple of years ago, there was a hurricane that destroyed parts of Daytona. And recently, I go there, and I used to go to these beautiful beaches. They had the place for the kids to play, you know, parking lot. You know, everyone would go there. So beautiful. A lot of these places were destroyed, and they were never fixed. They were destroyed. Places for families to go, and you could see the whole area it's just not the same. It's like a dead energy there. You know, no one came to fix all the damage. It's still there. We got to raise awareness about this too. What's going on in Daytona? Ask the question, right? So still today, this is now about 2 years, right? So these are the things, you know, that everyday life people are dealing with. And you have to stay focused, and we're going to have a very powerful prayer in a few minutes. Please hit that like button and share this video so we get as many people. Let's get 1 million people to hear this today. You know, I focus on the content of character. I don't play along with things. You know, I'm watching certain people on YouTube. They got 4. They got, oh, it's going to be the worst storm ever, right? Because they want to get clicks. They want to get clicks. They want to get fear, because a lot of people are actually addicted to fear. They want that hit. They want that fear porn, right? And what they're doing is they're almost kind of manifesting a worser storm. Right? They putting 4 on they got 4 on the thumbnail. They got addiction to fear. And what you're doing is you're hurting other people. It's the truth. Hit the like button if I'm speaking the truth. So we're focused on one. We're focused on getting the storm weaker. We're going to dissipate this storm. We're going to look on the readout. We're going to see the storm getting weaker and dissipate. And some people, they got to be in their ego, and I got to get 4. It's the end of the world. Which timeline are you focused on? The good shepherd or those that lead people astray? You got to stay focused right now. Free will is the law of the universe. We have to speak up. Today, we're going to speak up in a prayer. And God is going to intervene. But if we don't speak, that's how it works, though. Because some people are kind of maybe timid. I don't care about trolls, narcissists. You know them out there. You know them. I don't care. It's irrelevant. Once you have expanded your consciousness, I talk about true ascension on this channel. You don't care about negativity. You got to get the work done. Every day I got to get up. I got to get the work done. When the head hits the pillow at night, I say, oh, I feel good about myself when that head hits the pillow at night. That's where we have to stay focused. Beautiful comments right now in the chat. It's a beautiful place, Russell. Beautiful place. Some things you just feel home. You know, you feel home, and you know, the amount of trauma that you go through. You know, I speak about traumas on this channel. And I lived through Hurricane Sandy. You know, it's like, how many times? I just went through another one 10 days ago. How many times can you go through something? And, you know, even though, you know, we don't really, you know, we're kind of braced for impact, and you go through these things and you see these things. But like Einstein said, if you have this, you know, what? It's just a question. Why aren't you shutting it down? You know, sometimes, you know, these big, whatever, companies, governments, whatever, they fail our people. They fail our people. And this is what true spiritual leadership looks like. Because we're not doing the right thing. We're not making the world a better place. And you have to know the difference. You have to know the difference. Because you could be in a state of calmness, and then, you know, when certain things are just like, let me just, you know, you build something, and the little kid comes and I'm going to destroy yours, and I'm going to knock your block tower down, right? But adults are doing this too. Adults do this. Sometimes the 11-year-olds are more adult-like than the kids. Some of you probably resonate with that. It's such an important time period. And so many people, you know, they're failing like never before. We have opportunities. We have opportunities in front of our very eyes to actually help people, to show the world the greatness that could be done. The greatness that, and some people don't want that greatness. And again, it's a vibrational frequency. When Einstein talked about evil, remember, evil is live in reverse. They're going the wrong way. They're doing the opposite. We want to bring life. We want to raise the vibrational frequency, not lower the vibrational frequency. You know, I looked at that interview, and I'm going to share it, and I could see 9 years ago they have this. and you're just going to allow it. It's like days. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen immediately. You could see it coming, but where is the assistance for the people? So we have to do it ourselves. I appreciate everyone clicking the like button and maybe sharing this prayer today so that everyone could take a part in it and shut it down. And we ask Almighty God to weaken this storm and move it away from the people and break this storm apart and take the negative energy and send it back to where it came from. Send the negative energy back, because through free will, we did not ask for the storm. We did not ask for it. We send it back to where it came from. And we ask the hand of God to move and clear and remove this negative energy. Through our free will, we do not accept this storm. We do not accept the damage, and we dissipate this storm. And we ask Almighty God to put an end of this storm and all storms moving forward. And so it is. You know, rain is rain, and I share about this. Regular like hurricanes and stuff, they're actually important. They bring us a lot of, rain that is necessary for the vegetation to grow. It could clear out, a lot of, pollution in the air, right? But when you see nonsense like this, you got to say enough is enough. You could write in the comments, enough is enough. Enough is enough. But it's so important, and I'm here to teach you this today. This is what true spiritual leadership looks like. You have to take a situation that's happening and you're going to have to speak. Because some people, they're afraid to speak. That's that demon. What's the demon called? It's the demon of self-doubt. I could come out here, 1 million people could watch this, and there might be people, this guy is, but I don't care, because I gotta stay focused on the work that can be done. Not standing idle. I look at Albert Einstein. I look at Einstein. The world will not be destroyed by those who do evil, but by those that watch them without doing anything. I'm going to make sure with all my might that I did everything possible to do the right thing. And you might be getting this message and you say, you know what? And again, I talk about the rainbow warriors, right? So many people are waking up spiritually. They're waking up to their spiritual gifts. We all have different gifts. This is something that I know how to do. Maybe you know how to do something different. And that's where we have to stay focused on. We're building and creating a new earth. We know we have this turmoil right now, but what I look at right now, what I see before, I am empathic. I'm just being real with everyone. I'm an empath. I'm sure you could raise your hand in the chat. You might be an empath as well. My anxiety is through the roof right now. I feel it coming here. I feel the anxiety of everyone that's here. And, that's what we're all picking up on it. So your anxiety might be heightened at this time. Jeffrey Taylor, thank you so much. Hello, New Earth Royals. Yeah, here come the Royals. Royalty is here, right? So we have to take our royalty and make the world a better place. So, but honestly, my anxiety is through the roof. I am an empath. A lot of you have been, taking the journey with us on this channel. I do spend a lot of time in isolation, and that shows the authenticness of actually being an empath, because you do pick up on other people. And the anxiety that I have, I know I have to sit and I have to rationalize it. I'm being real. Like even last night I was feeling it. I'm like, it's not rational how anxious I am. It's not rational. So, I teach about being an empath on this channel. Why don't you hit the subscribe button? I appreciate that. And there's so much for you to learn Because sometimes you have experiences, you're like, something ain't right. Okay, so I am an empath, and I can't express to you the amount of anxiety that I feel right now. I'm surrounded by millions of people that have a tremendous amount of anxiety, even to the sense where I have a friend, because he has a 1-year-old. He's got to protect the child, so he's got to drive across he had to find a flight to get out of here. So I appreciate your prayers. I appreciate everyone focusing on this storm weakening and not causing damage. Rain is okay. You know, I love a sunny day, but I also know the importance of rain and the water. But to have a devastation, you know, sometimes when I go to Daytona and I look at the devastation that was there, you know, I didn't spend much time there, but I still consider it a home of mine. And to like you almost feel like you want to cry, because I really am an empath. But to see the 2 years, it's destroyed. It's destroyed, and that will always be a home of mine. And to see your place destroyed, it's hard. You know, people that they don't realize there's so many things that are going on right now. All we could do is do the best we can and move forward. You know, I just dealt with this. Now I have to deal with it again. You know, and I have a lot of people that are around me that are stressed out. I have another friend. He had to put shutters up because he's literally right in the direct path of this storm. So we had to shutter up his house. It's not an easy thing, and the moral of the story is, and I'm going to, please, if you haven't, please connect to our Facebook, our X. We have TikTok. We're going live on TikTok as well. And share this video. Tonight on Patreon, we're going to be hosting a live stream. We all get together on Zoom on Patreon. If you'd like to join us, the link is in the description for that as well. There's so much that needs to be done. Jeffrey, yeah, feeling the storm. We're all feeling the storm. And listen, I hold the standard of being authentic. I am riddled. I feel like I'm riddled. See, I did the whole live stream. We're going to hit 30 minutes, right? Riddled with anxiety. But I also know I have my own anxiety, but I am feeling the collective's anxiety right now. And it's not an easy thing. So the things that I do, the grounding, it's so important. The exercise. Goofy beard, I appreciate you. My belief, my ignorance, and complacency are not an excuse. God forgive me. Time, attention, and currency are a few things I could give as my contribution. I appreciate you. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate everyone being here. Please, collectively, let's be the warriors. Let's be the spiritual warriors that we are. Let's all focus. Share this message. If you don't, and again, I just put it out there. And if you want to just share my message, if you want to focus on making the storm weaker, let's help the people out. Let's put an end to this. Let's pray to God that, let's see the end of these devastations, these devastating storms. Let's see the end of it. Okay? So I love you all. And comment down below, how do you feel in the current times? Are you feeling anxiety? Maybe you're not even over here and you're feeling anxiety because a lot of us are connected. I mean, there are people that are connected and also disconnected. But if you are connected, and I talk about feeling, it's not always a bad thing. You feel but it's a good thing because you're feeling the collective. And some people feel the collective like I do. So if you feel the collective, you could be, somewhere in the middle of a country on a different continent, and all of a sudden you're feeling anxiety. You're just sitting there on the couch, and all of a sudden a wave of anxiety comes over you. So it is a thing. So let's hold the standard. Let's make the world a better place. Let's focus our energy and intent on weakening this storm. And let's put our energy and intent that God will put an end to all of these devastations across the world. So I love you all. If this message resonates with you, please hit the subscribe button. We're growing every single day. It's because of all of you. We have daily videos, 9 a.m. Eastern time, to help you become the greatest version of yourself. We take ownership. We take responsibilities. We are the real spiritual warriors. Not just, everything's a unicorn and rainbow crew. No, it is what it is. But sometimes we have to bring out our inner warrior. And right now, we have to perform at our finest. I love you all. I'll see you tonight on Patreon, and we'll be back on tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern time here on YouTube. I love you all. Keep going, kid.